In the late 1990s, the American Department of Education undertook a monumental study of the academic progress of more than 20,000 school children. It included interviews with students and their parents, posing a long series of intimate questions about each child's upbringing. The result is an incredibly rich set of data, telling us which factors outside of the classroom may influence a child's academic success.
The child has highly educated parents.
I think it's very helpful, yes, that they have highly educated parents.
I think it means that the parents are interested in education.
Not necessarily, it depends on the attitude of the parents.
A child whose parents are highly educated typically does well in school. Parents with higher IQs tend to value education, and IQ is strongly hereditary.
Oh.
The child's family is intact.
Yes, I think it helps to have a whole nuclear family.
Absolutely. I think that's very important for a stable childhood.
Whether or not a family is intact doesn't actually seem to matter. This is not to say that families should go around splitting up willy-nilly. It should, however, be some encouragement to the more than 20 million American school children being brought up by a single parent.
Oh, really?
The child's parents recently moved into a nicer area.
I think the long-term history is more important than what's recently happened.
I'm sure it has an impact, yes, socially.
It does help, I'm sure it does help, but not in every case.
Moving to a nicer area doesn't improve your child's chances in school. It may be that moving itself is a disruptive influence. More likely is that a nicer house doesn't improve your maths or reading scores any more than nicer trainers will make you jump higher.
I'm quite surprised by that.
The child's mother was 30 or older at the time of the first child's birth.
No, it doesn't matter.
I don't think it does, no.
Older mothers tend to be more attentive.
Yes, I'd say so, because you have more life experience.
A woman who doesn't have her first child until she is 30 tends to see that child do well in school. She's likely to be a woman who wanted advanced education for herself. And she's also tends to want a child more than a teenage mother would want a child.
Oh, I see.
The child's mother didn't work between birth and nursery.
I think it'd be helpful if a mother didn't work, although I think life dictates that you probably have to these days.
I suspect it probably does, because it would just mean that the mother is able to spend some more time with the children.
It's good for bonding, yes.
A mother who stays home from work doesn't provide any advantage. Obsessive parents might find this lack of correlation bothersome. This is what the data tells us.
Oh, that's good. That's good news.
The child's parents regularly take her to museums.
Yeah, I think it does matter.
Helps them to develop quickly.
I think it brings more interest into the children, but I won't be surprised if the answer is no.
Culture cramming may be a fundamental belief of obsessive parenting, but the data shows absolutely no correlation between museum visits and good exam results.
I'm not doing very well, am I?
The child is adopted.
No, it doesn't matter. As long as they have loving parents.
Adoptive parents are probably quite caring.
No, it doesn't matter. It's how they're brought up, and if they've got parents that give them the stability they need.
Studies have shown that a child's academic abilities are far more influenced by the IQs of its biological parents than those of its adoptive parents. And mothers who give up their children for adoption tend to have far lower IQs than the people doing the adopting.
I can't believe this.
The child is regularly spanked.
Yes, it does matter. I don't think that's a good form of punishment.
It's how you encourage them mentally.
Child would have an adverse effect.
Remember, this survey included frank interviews with many children's parents. So a parent would have had to sit knee to knee with a government researcher and admit to spanking his child. It may be that honesty is more important to good parenting than spanking is to bad parenting.
Oh, there you go.
The child frequently watches television.
Yes, it does matter.
I'm pretty convinced the more TV they watch, the less well they will do at school.
Despite the conventional wisdom, watching television does not turn a child's brain to mush.
I knew you were going to say that.
The child's parents read her nearly every day.
I think it does matter, yeah. I think that's a lovely thing to do.
I think that parental involvement is very important.
I think that helps the child, yes.
Yes, it does matter. Please tell me I'm right.
Surprisingly, regular reading to a child doesn't actually affect test scores. It's confusing, isn't it? So just how much and in what ways do parents really matter? Parents who are successful, healthy and well educated tend to have children who do well in school tests. That's not surprising, is it? However, it doesn't seem to matter so much if your child is taken often to museums or regularly read to or plopped in front of the television. Here is the conundrum. By the time most people pick up a parenting book, it's already far too late. Most of the things that really matter were decided long ago. Who you are, what kind of life you lead, what career you chose. If you are smart, hard-working, well-paid, and married to someone equally fortunate, then your children are likely to succeed. It isn't so much a matter of what you do as a parent, but who you are.